there's this weird thing that crypto people have where they think that whatever they bought is world changing and amazing, and that whatever they didn't buy is a scam. And the ICOs helped that usually be true. And the shitty crypto projects in the past made that usually be true. Now the problem is that people are used to it usually being true. And now that those things are dying off and more kind of honest things are what is remaining, now people have got their heads stuck in the sand and they're unwilling to remeasure the reality and see that the landscape has changed and see that things are different now than they were 2 years ago. They're not different in Bitcoin land. That shit's all the same. Nothing changed there. But everywhere else, it's fucking different and better. Like things everywhere else got better. So you've got to take your head out in the sand and look. So when we talk about what makes a cryptocurrency valuable, you need more users. Cryptocurrencies are only efficient when you have circular economic movement. Every time you have to jump off the chain to a counterparty, you get wrecked. Your efficiency is totally fucked. If you have to go pay 10% to an ATM to get in and out, 20% round trip, forget about it. That doesn't make the world a better place. It makes it a worse place. When you have more AML KYC for crypto than not, that makes the world a worse place, not better. It's also security theater. So how do you get all those millions of users? Well, there are millions of users being gotten and totally destroyed and ripped off with the same sales pitches that we have. They just have better marketing. Plus Token had better marketing than BCH and Bitcoin and every other cryptocurrency. Cloud Token, which exists now, is another Ponzi, has better marketing. BitConnect had better marketing. All of these fucking scams have better marketing than honest crypto projects, and what happens? They just steal everyone's money and make crypto look bad. It's worse for everybody. There's only one way to stop that shit, and it's to use the same tactics that they're using successfully to onboard users, which, as an expert, limited time offer, referral program, FOMO, right?
But you have to have some underlying usefulness. Like the usefulness isn't that the price goes up and that's
the underlying
it.
usefulness, it's lower fees than Bitcoin. It's more secure than Bitcoin. It's been audited 3 times. It's got the world's first monetization of time. Bitcoin pays and rewards people only for hashing things. HEX does not inflate the currency to pollute the environment. HEX inflates the currency only to reward stakers. So if you're a staker, you don't have inflation. It's a 0% inflation system for you with no externalities of the miners selling down the price. So it's better for the environment. It's better for the price performance. And we're the first cryptocurrency in the world with a chart of future market supply. So if you've got a masternode coin, you can dump whenever you want. If you've got a staking coin, you can dump whenever you want. Well, dump whenever you want is bad for the price, and it gives people less certainty, and it gives you more volatility, and it's worse. So because we know where everyone's stakes are ending in the future, you can choose to have your stake end on a day where someone else's isn't, which reduces the volatility, which gives you a better Sharpe ratio, which is better for everyone. So there's less pollution, better marketing.
Everyone except the person
security.
staking, because they have less chance, or they have less options as to when they want to in their staking. So because nobody knows the future. The future is uncertain. Maybe today it seems like, staking for the next 5 years is a good idea, but then tomorrow I get diagnosed with cancer.
Yep.
And I need the money for medical treatment.
There is an emergency end stake feature, and in the future it's likely you'll be able to trade the staked things by wrapping them with another contract or an open dime. And so your theory sounds right. However, your theory doesn't match the real world. And the real world, I know this business works because it's more than there is printed currency. In the United States and China, there's $7.2 trillion in time-locked CDs. Fact. I can send
People
you the
can trade those. Yeah.
No, you can't.
You're right.
You can't trade those. They're CDs. They're not tradable.
Yeah, but no, people can trade CDs, of course.
No. When you go to your bank and you buy a CD, you ain't trading it. Ain't nowhere to, it's not tradable. Bonds, treasuries, maybe. Bank CDs, not. If you go to SunTrust Bank, if that even still exists, and you say, hey, give me a savings account, they'll go, all right, we'll give you like 0.02%. All right, I want more percent. What can I do? Oh, we lock your money up. Okay, well, how much extra do I get if I lock it a year? I think if you lock 5 years, you get 2.49% or 2.25. I think like 2 years is 2.25, and then every extra year you add, they give you 20% more interest. And it starts to trail off towards the end, like they give you less interest. So in the real world, we already know that there's a time value of money, and we already know there's 7.2 trillion in time deposits, and we already know the only thing that makes a time deposit unique is that it pays you more if you lock longer. We just copied all that shit and put it on the blockchain, and no one else did it. It's the second most popular product at the bank. If you want to replace banks, you've got to replace all their products. Bitcoin tried to do currency and failed.
So
I'm not sure.
I guess one additional difference here, though, with the CD at the bank, they're not just holding the money, they're then lending it out at a higher interest rate and earning money on it.
It's a very common misconception. It's not actually what happens. Everyone thinks that's what happens. What really happens is when you deposit your money at a bank, they put it on the liability side of their balance sheet. It's not an asset, it's a liability. And then they use that as an excuse, as a reserve, to get the actual money that they lend out, that they get super cheap from the Fed. So when you give your money to a bank, it doesn't actually get lent out. The money that gets lent out is the Fed's money that they give them because they had your money. Now in HEX,
that's true.
Yep. In HEX, we have.
But it's your deposit that helps them enable to borrow more money from the Fed at the super low interest rate.
Yeah, so. And the Fed could just decide that they need less reserve or more reserve. It's really up to the Fed. It doesn't have anything to do with your balance. Your coins aren't actually. Your coins are as useful as.
Well, to some extent, it does, because the more deposits they have, the more they can borrow from the Fed. So.
Yeah, in effect, but the Fed can change that whenever they want. They can make it more, they make it less, and they do. So, and that's why they have stress tests. They have stress tests because sometimes the reserves aren't high enough, and then they have to eat into people's actual savings. And when they do that, you max out your FDIC insurance, which I think maxes out at 300K, and then you're just fucked. You lose your money. So people don't realize that, yes, banks do fail, and you can look up how many banks fail a year, and it's a number that's published. You can look up how much people got fucked for. In crypto, so what does HEX do? HEX replaces a product that's the second most popular product at the bank that no one else is addressing. It's the first cryptocurrency in the world with a chart of future market supply, which should reduce volatility and is a feature that should increase price appreciation. It uses the same scammy looking tactics that are wildly effective for the Ponzi schemes and the scammers, and it reduces their ability to scam by taking away mindshare and money. So, you know BitConnect? You heard of BitConnect?
Sure.
BitConnect stole billions of dollars from people. Two of their top two promoters were Craig Grant and Trayvon James. They both promote HEX now. Why? Not because I reached out to them, because they realize that this design is powerful. There's a reason we're the second most popular on Ethereum. There's a reason over $1 billion of Bitcoin has free claimed their HEX so far. We give these coins away for free. This is with $0 spent on marketing. I've never paid for an ad ever in my entire life for HEX. Not one. Imagine if someone did. The referrals are doing it. We were on the front page of the Pirate Bay for 3 days. We were on Bitcoin Wisdom and some banner ads. I'm not doing it. The referrers are doing it because the system is designed that well. And it's going viral and it's addictive. Every day there's a new bucket that rotates. And people, every day there's about 500 million HEX that are given out. And if you put in 10% of that day's Ethereum, you get 10% of that bucket. If you put in 50% of day's Ethereum, you get 50% of that bucket. And the bucket's empty out. It's fun, it's engaging, it's addictive, and as more speculative stickiness, there's more things to watch. And because cryptocurrencies primarily are just used as speculative instruments, all Bitcoin is right now is a utility token for margin trading and 5% on the darknet and just speculation. That's about it. So do you want more?
Yep. So I think a lot of people, I think we've both seen it on social media. There's a lot of people that are calling HEX a scam.
Sure. Because it looks like a
really
scam.
Mad about it.
Yeah, it does look like a scam. You have to dig in. You know what else looks like a scam? Bitcoin. This shit goes down 85% every 3 years. Fucking Dogecoin only went down a few percent more. So what's a better store of value, Dogecoin or Bitcoin? Well, it's about this much different. As a matter of fact, I just read an article that CryptoKitties was a better store of value recently than fucking Bitcoin. So
I know Tone Vase has called Bitcoin Cash a scam a bunch of times.
Everything.
I assume
he doesn't know any other words.
He calls a glass of water a scam.
Yeah.